Greetings, greetings. Welcome, welcome. My beautiful Virgos, welcome. Welcome to your reading. All right, let me grab my cards here and we'll get started. Virgo, I'm here to do a general reading for you. This reading is to look at love and what's coming towards you in love over the next few days, Virgo. We're going to start with some oracle cards. And once we decipher those messages here, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to dig in deep with the tarot. So, Virgo, if this is your first time here at my channel, I welcome you and I thank you for joining me today. Thank you for taking the time and spending this time with me. Those of you returning Virgos, hey, welcome back. Thank you so much. Virgo, you guys give me tremendous support and I truly appreciate you. I truly appreciate you so much, individually and as a collective. All right, Spirit, let's get some oracle card messages on the board for my beautiful Virgos. If you find that these messages, Virgo, do not quite resonate with your situation, don't panic. Just know that you'll need to click that subscription button, mash that notification bell so that when your message drops over the next few days, you're the first one to know about it. All right, Spirit, what do you have for Virgos at this time? All right, Virgo. All right, Virgo, your first message comes by way of the ancients, and this is so fitting. I'll tell you why in just a moment. Followed by run with wolves. And then we have spirits or spirit of the West. All right, Virgo, your first message coming by way of the ancients. It's so fitting because today, November 2nd, is Day of the Dead. And it's a celebration of the ancestors. And this is so fitting because this card represents the ancestors in large form and talks about the spiritual guidance that they are ready and willing to give you. And at this time, at this window of time, they're much more easily accessible to us as the veil is believed to be thin between their world and ours. So they do, on a normal basis, I feel, with this Ancients card, have a lot to say, and they definitely are talking about the relationship that you're either in or the one that you wish to be in relationship with, okay? So there's a lot of guidance there. You may have noticed a lot of messages and synchronicities around you. Please take note of those things. If you feel like you could use more of their direct help, you need to say to them, help me, please guide me, because they cannot just come in and take over. They need to be asked. And I know a lot of sources will try to make it seem as if they're there running the shots on a full-time basis. But no, they can't just barge into your life. They are now in the land of the unseen. We are in the land of the living, and you're here for a reason. They can't just take over your life. They need your invitation, and then they can enter. All right? Run with wolves. Oh, and this card is indication that they would like your permission. Run with wolves. This is an energy of, if we think about wolves and the fact that they are pack animals. So this is talking about, again, family, friends, those around you who you are in relation with, even outside of your romantic relation, because those relationships are pulling you in different directions right now, Virgo, that I feel you need to address some of that activity. There's a lot of you that are going into overdrive trying to do for everyone, and it is at the cost of some of the time, some of the closeness that you're able to dedicate to your romantic partner. So look at where those challenges lie and what you need to do about it. And in the case of, like, let's say friends, there are some friends here with this run with wolves showing that lets me know that some of your friends are running counterproductive to your relationship. In other words, there for many of you is interference from your friends in your romantic life in a negative way. And so just like the wolves, yes, they run with the pack, but by no means are they beholden to that pack for their whole entire life. If they get to a point where that pack no longer works for them, as far as works for them to be involved with them, they find a new damn pack, and they will be a lone wolf for the period of time in between. So it may be time for you, some of you, to find a new pack of friends, because this isn't working in large part because here's what I'm seeing specifically for some of you, and this is just going to be a very specific message. For some of you, again, very specific, so just a couple of you. I'm just seeing a situation where you have a friend working strongly against you in that they are attempting to seduce the one that you're with or the one that you desire. They're trying to get that person's attention away from you and onto them. They're trying to seduce them sexually. You know, those are frenemies, of course, fake friends. And so that is why this message for you, if that's your situation, is coming through for you to go the lone wolf route until you find a new pack. Because the pack you have now does not have your back. And just like a wolf, wolves need for their pack to have their back. Otherwise, they're off to find a new pack. And that is what is being called on for you. For those of you where this is a message about your pack, as in, you know, your family responsibilities, maybe your responsibilities to your children, that kind of thing, it's calling for you to look at balance and how you can put balance there, because in order to take on this romantic relationship, you do need balance. And if you can't obtain that balance, you need to go with what actually should be a higher priority for you. So if you have young children, then you may not be able to balance that, as they are needy of your time. And so you may have to put the romance on the back burner until you can figure out how to do this more effectively. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. We don't want to expose our children to anyone or anything that they should not be exposed to. And we don't want to, we don't want to put them in a situation that can be harmful for them. So if that's your case, then know that Spirit is here for you to help you heal from that and move forward in a stronger way, and even guide you towards a situation in which you can have that balance. Because just because you may be, for example, just keeping with the example that I just gave of being a parent, a single parent with young children, just because you are that does not mean you can't have relationships. But not every partner is suited for someone with young children, okay? So Spirit's calling on you to make sure your priorities are in order if you are in that situation, okay? All right, so Spirit of the West comes up, and Spirit of the West is in large part about the water element, and it's about the nurturing that you're giving yourself. And again, it ties perfectly in this the Run with Wolves message, because it's talking about how are you being a doormat and not taking care of yourself? How are you laying out everything for someone else, and in this case, a romantic someone else, and not taking care of what feeds you? You cannot be in a successful being the operative word here, successful, happy relationship, when you are constantly running on E because you're thinking of this other person more than you think of yourself. You give to this romantic partner more than you give to yourself. Again, this is about balance, and this is about finding that balance so that, I mean, if you're completely depleted at the end of the day, that romantic partner will turn around and look at you very differently because you're not anything of what you're now no longer anything that they first met and liked you for, right? You've completely depleted yourself. You're not keeping up with your own interests, which makes you interesting. You're not taking care of your own self-care, which makes you cranky and tired. They want a whole partner. And if you're giving your all to them, then you're not being a whole partner. You're just being a doormat. Okay, Virgo? So we need to look at that, pull back, do some introspection, and get it together here, because Spirit is giving this as a very strong warning before you go any further, so that you can avoid some of the things that could potentially come down the line as a result of this neglect of yourself. Okay? All right, Virgo, let's go deeper in here with the tarot and see what messages Spirit has for you. And then give me a moment here to shuffle. And if you haven't already, hit that subscription button, Virgo. Please do so now while I finish up my shuffling. And then we'll get started. All right. All right, Virgo. Yeah. Okay. Wow, Virgo, what do you got yourself into here? Every single card that I pulled from the tarot over here is in the reverse, and I'll be showing them to you here in just a moment, but they're all reversed, Virgo. A lot of you are having hard times, or about to be having hard times. All right. All right, Virgo, your first message comes by way of the Nine of Swords in the reverse. It's actually one of the better ones to have in the reverse, followed by the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. All right, and those messages are supporting this Ancients card here. And with this Nine of Swords in the reverse, you know, Spirit has been keeping a watchful eye on you, Virgo, and they see the anxiety that has been surrounding many of you, and the fact with this Eight of Pentacles in the reverse that things in this romantic situation are not working out as you would have liked. The words that I'm hearing is the investment that you have made in this financial situation isn't panning out or giving you the results that you actually feel you deserve, right? You feel like you're working constantly and on this connection and trying to be on the same page with this partner, and it's causing a lot of anxiety. Well, with this Nine of Swords in the reverse, why this Ancients card came through about the guidance from ancestors and those in the ancestral realm is they can help you, especially if you're paying attention to the messages and synchronicities that are coming through for you. One of the most common ways that they do talk and communicate with you is through dreams. So if you're paying attention to your dreams in particular, you can get clear messages or signs and symbols that you can decipher, and those will help you as far, especially in relieving this anxiety that has been coming through as a result of this connection. They are very concerned about the anxiety and how that's not only affecting you in this connection, but it's also affecting you in most other areas of your life. And things will start to take very ugly turns in other areas of your life soon because of the energy created by this anxiety. So they really want to support you in getting that together, Virgo, so that that doesn't have to be the case for you. Next message coming through is the Seven of Swords in the reverse, along with the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. And so that's supporting this Run with Wolves message that came through. And like I've been talking already through this reading, this is not an equal give and take kind of situation that you're involved with here with your romantic partner. And it's also, again, not an equal give and take situation and revolve with some of those who run with you in your pack, right? And yes, there is very much deception and lying, and for many of you, cheating going on in this connection. Many of you have caught that person before cheating and worked through or are in the process of working through that type of betrayal in the connection. However, with this Seven of Swords in the reverse, Spirit is telling me, yeah, you may have caught them, or, you know, I think this message applies more to, or less to, way less of you. There are some of you, and let me start over. Sorry, I got tongue-tied there, Virgo. I have a specific message for very, very few of you. And that message is this. Some of you will be catching your significant other in these upcoming days cheating, or you'll come upon knowledge or some type of something that lets you know that they're cheating, whether that's text messages or just outright catching them. But that's far fewer of you, because most of you have that's already happened. You've already had the cheating incident that you've caught them at. But what Spirit is saying is the cheating has not ended. They may not, and this will be different for you because there's many of you in the collective. For some of you, that cheating has stopped with that particular person you may have caught them cheating with, but they've started cheating with someone else. And for others of you, that cheating is, like I said here earlier with this card, is happening within your own circle of friends, and God forbid, some of you family. So it's happening within the circle of people who are closest to you, okay? So Spirit is cautioning you about these things coming to be, because we do have an overall energy here of the King of Wands, King Ding-a-ling, and King of Wands is all over the place. So whether your person is masculine or feminine, they are embodying this King of Wands energy in the King of Wands most, I don't want to say strongest form, but most sexual form. They're out there. They're doing their thing. They're in player energy. So that is the overarching theme here. And the 10 of Wands at the bottom of the deck coming up as what's behind the scenes that you don't see. The 10 of Wands is really indicative of your energy as you try to hold on to this connection with all of this bullshit happening, right? It becomes harder and harder to hold it up. It's harder and harder to face those around you as you continue in this connection, feeling more strained, more stressed, and you can see how raggedy this little robe or whatever this is around this figure is, it's how you're feeling and it's dragging you down. And that's where that message came here earlier from the ancestors about how this can start to affect all areas of your life. Pretty soon, you'll find that all areas of your life are feeling like this, and it all stems from what you're taking on emotionally in this connection. And that energy being held by you just starts to radiate all through your life. Okay, so we want to avoid that. All right, but these upcoming days here are going to feel difficult, Virgo. I hate to be the bearer of more bad news, and don't shoot the messenger, please. It's just, I need to be able to give you these messages straight as I get them and not sugarcoat them. So if you're looking for a sugar-coated message, I'm probably not your reader, because I give you the facts and I allow you to see what's happening so that you can make the decisions you need to make and make the moves you need to make. That's my agreement with the divine. Okay. So just know that the difficulty here is not over. The corner has not been turned as far as your partner is concerned, Virgo. These things are still going on behind your back. And you're in a position, especially with Spirit's help, where you can look for the evidence of it and have the confrontation if that's what you decide you need to do. Okay? Your next message here comes by way of the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, and also the Eight of Wands in the reverse. I told you, everything's in the damn reverse here, Virgo. With this Eight of Wands in the reverse, you know, the communication is not there. Some of you are in a situation where you're currently not speaking to your partner, and it is something that has really been weighing heavily on you, making you very unhappy, making you feel like it's like this barren energy where your home feels barren. You go home, it feels like there's no joy. You know, you go out with your friends, you feel like there's no joy. You're pretending to be present, and it is because of this overextension, as we talked about with the Spirit of the West, this overextension of what you're giving your partner versus what you're receiving from your partner, okay? So this, many of you will feel very closed off and not much like communicating with anyone. And you will feel a very hermit-like energy of wanting to stay home in your shell, even though at home in your shell, you're not taking the time out to nurture yourself, okay? So, Virgo, Spirit's advice here is, if you're going to hole up in your house, lock the door, and not let anyone in, nurture yourself. At the very least, if that means taking a bubble bath, if that means giving yourself a facial, and we have so many resources for looking up how to do things ourselves online now. You can give yourself a facial with very basic ingredients. It doesn't have to be a spa thing, but make it as spa-like and luxurious as it can be. Like, just take care of yourself. You know, try something, a new hairstyle. Now, I do not, of course, recommend trying to cut off your own hair or going for a drastic haircut as a result of some emotional reaction to what's happening in your love life. I'm just saying, part your hair differently. Wear it up or try out a new style of wearing it up if you wear it down. But ultimately, those of you who do have a pack that supports you and shows you love in the same ways that you show them love, be with those people and allow yourself to laugh and just play and be, you know, at peace with your friends, whatever it is, But if you are, at a disadvantage of not having that pack that supports you like that, do it for yourself. Take yourself to a comedy show, do something that makes you feel loved and supported. Go get dressed up and go sit at a bar and have dinner at the bar. Strike up a conversation with a stranger. Do something for yourself that makes you feel good and whole. And sometimes it's a little scary, For some people, going to a bar, sitting by yourself and having dinner is scary. I, at one time, was scared of that until I started to do it, because I've moved around to several cities over my adult years. And that's how, one of the ways that I meet new people when I move into a city, right? So, you don't have to talk to someone with the hope of a sexual connection or a romantic connection. You can just talk to anyone, male or female, sitting there and just strike up a conversation. It's not that hard. And at the very least, strike up a conversation with the bartender. That's part of their job description. And you'd be surprised, great conversations you can have with bartenders. Amazing. All right. I'm going to pull a few clarifiers here with my clarifying deck. And then we'll get out of here, Virgo. All right, Virgo. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Page of Wands in the reverse. And we have the Five of Cups. This Five of Cups talks about overall energies of regrets and talking about how in just maybe a few days from now, after you've had some time for introspection, you may be feeling like you want to kick yourself over some of the things that you just were bending over backwards to do for a partner that may not have deserved it from you. And Spirit is saying, look, you showed up. You were pure in your intention. You gave love. In the end, you will be rewarded for that. It may not come as a reward with this particular partner, but Spirit is taking notes and you will be rewarded. So no regrets. Stop with the regretful spilt cup type of energy with this Page of Wands in the reverse. This isn't a time to just run around acting out of your passion mindlessly, all right? Acting like, in other words, a page can be immature, right? Because page is usually younger energy, but, they can just be also ignoring things and not being mindful of things. And so you don't want to do that because of your passion that you feel for this partner. You want to, if anything, look at other ways around your situation with this Page of Swords. You want the inventiveness of thought, right? You want to dare to think a new thought, like, this person is really not for me. This person really is not fucking for me. Let me just close out this situation, chop this cord with my sword, cut myself loose. And some of you, in doing so, you will find that that is the thing that will cause your partner to start acting like they have sense. But for many of you, what you're going to find in that is a release from all this negativity, and that is your way out and back to wholeness and feeling good. Some of you have driven yourselves into a deep, dark depression because of this connection. You have divine guidance available. So if you are in that situation, open up to that and open up to any other professional, counselor, coach, helpline that you need in order to make sure that you feel whole again. Okay, Virgo, do not do that to yourself. Do not. You, as I said, came into this with pure intention. You acted from a place of pure intention. You will be rewarded. Please, my loves, please know that. Know that you have so much love around you and available to you to help heal your heart so that you can get back to where you need to be. All right? All right, Virgo. All my best in the days ahead. If this message has helped you, please subscribe on your way out. And until next time, all my best.